There was some damn good wrestling on this card, reminding me of why I love professional wrestling so much. Then there was the rest of the card. I'm John Reckon with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 16 Night 1 event. Inside the fabled Tokyo Dome, even with pandemic restrictions, 12 to 13,000 people, I believe, was the announced attendance, and they made as much noise as possible. They can't cheer, but they even gasped a few times, because when you have that much passion for professional wrestling balled up inside you, you have to unleash it. Massive, throbbing adulations all over the goddamn fans nearby. Must have been uncomfortable for the janitorial crew to take care of, but they made a lot of noise by clapping their hands, stomping their feet, or even some guys were probably beating their meat, or maybe having their wives, girlfriends, or even mistresses beat their meat. I have no idea why I'm accusing so many of the Japanese wrestling fans of these things, but let's move on from that and talk about when New Japan Pro Wrestling does things right. It's so goddamn good. I'm not saying they're the only wrestling company that does great professional wrestling. There's great professional wrestling in multiple companies. But there's just something special about when New Japan Pro Wrestling gets things right, that is. Unfortunately, there was also some filler on this card. I still barely know her. And that's the problem with doing a two-night event, especially with the restrictions and everything that they're doing. I understand they want to get more people on the card. They want to do some great things. And there was some good stuff on this show. But then there were points where I was like, wow, this is on there just basically to fill out and stretch out the goddamn card. But man, it really did finish goddamn strong. But boy, there's one match that I'm going to be knocking. I wonder if you can guess which one. Also, you may notice that this review is up hours later than previous Wrestle Kingdom reviews that I've done, 12, 13, 14, and 15. There's a reason for that. I didn't watch this live. Why? I'm definitely glad I didn't watch this event live. Not that it was bad. I did enjoy it, but god damn, watching some of this stuff live, it would have been a fucking slug. New Japan's got a lot of stuff they gotta, retool, improve on, and they gotta trim some fat. They gotta get better on some things, like I'm gonna talk about with one particular match. So, the Night 2 event will be up sometime tomorrow afternoon. The dome looked great, very fabled, very nice and very historic venue. I don't know who the woman was that was doing this MC work. I have no idea. They didn't have the announcers mention who she was, or if they did, I just totally missed it. But asking everyone if they're excited. Milano Collection AT seemed excited. A QR code thing. New Japan Pro Wrestling Rambo/Rumble. The Final Four advance to a KOPW Fatal 4-Way on Night 2. Chase and Aaron Hanare start at 1 and 2. Good to see Hanare back. I mean, I know he was part of World Tag League and I saw a couple matches, but it's just nice. I like Hanare. I've loved Hanare actually since seeing him in, when I started watching New Japan again at Wrestle Kingdom 12. And just knowing that he works so goddamn hard. He has improved his offense. I love the varied, strikes that he has now with this heel persona. Fujita, Nakashima, and Oiwa were 3, 4, and 5. And then Master Wada was number 6. Tenzan was number 7. Suzuki was number 8. Oh boy, all the young lions got tapped out immediately. And then Kojima was number 9. Taka's Coming, motherfucker, at number 10. And Shima. I keep saying Sema for some reason. Shima. I actually met him at a Defy Northwest wrestling show in Seattle almost 3 years ago. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. Really, really cool. And still, moves fucking tremendous. I actually got to see him twice. Got to see him at one of the last Defy shows before the shutdown in January of 2020. So, it was great to see him there. He eliminated Taka pretty quickly with double knees. Hanma at number 12. It took him 4 years to get to the ring. This has got to be the last year for guys like Hanma. Hanma cannot wrestle anymore. Wado tumbled outside, hit the barricade. I thought he really got hurt because this is where they had on the stage and everything, and people fell off. That's where Rick Rude actually got his back injury in that match with Sting. Doki was number 13. Doki, Choki, Kevin. I don't know why I made Gino Gambino sound like he was Linda Blair from The Exorcist. Nagata was number 14. Got into it with Suzuki. Kanemaru comes in and helps eliminate Tenzan with watching money and his alcohol. And then Fale comes in at number 17. Makabe at 16. Fale at 17. Doki, Hanma, and Nagata got eliminated. Fujinami of all people was number 18. The fact that he was part of the first ever New Japan event is fucking wild. Just absolutely fucking wild. The disco dub theme was just really weird. Go back and listen to his theme, or listen to it a little bit. It's so weird. Fale got eliminated. Yano was in at number 19. There was a figure four spot where Hanari got tossed out, and then a figure four spot where Fujinami, who had the figure four on Makabe, got pinned along with Makabe. So the final four are Shima, Suzuki, Chase, and Yano. Please have Yano win. I have no desire to see Chase get any accolades in this year or any year, especially in a prestigious, or at least modestly prestigious company like New Japan. So the Rumble was fine. So we go to a break to the main show. We get a video package of, 50 years of New Japan, even though I think it was March 6th of 1972 it officially started, but this is the banner 50 anniversary year. Inoki with the biggest chin in the goddamn world this side of Tessa Blanchard. With a message to the fans and everything. We get a card rundown. We get Show versus Yo. Repugnant 3K explodes again. Oh boy, Dick Togo's out there. That's what we need. More Dick fucking Togo in 2022. Nothing against Dick Togo. I'm sure he's a lovely individual. And the fact that he, has the name Dick, I can make Dick jokes. Dick inserting himself repeatedly in matches, but boy, this House of Torture thing's goddamn bullshit. I thought Bullet Club was bad. Let's make it infinitely worse, why don't we? That being said, this was a fine match. Yo was aggressive, Show with some good offense, and I think he can work as a heel, but this whole House of Torture thing is goddamn bullshit. They get a wrench out. Oh no, a wrench in the plans. But then Show gets thrown into Dick and a bridge pin. 1, 2, 3 in a brief brawl where Yo kind of stands tall. Okay. Tanahashi, Rocky Romero, and Taguchi versus Kenta, ELP, and Ishimori. The power of Kenta's theme is just fucking wonderful. This is a preview of the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship 3-Way. Oh my. With Tiger Mask and Robbie Eagles being part of it, along with Rocky, Taguchi, and ELP and Ishimori, and also the U.S. Championship match, no DQ, Tanahashi versus Kenta. Was it fine? Sure, it was fine. This is the point where it was a filler match. And I understand, and I get it, capacity restrictions, roster restrictions and stuff like that. I will say right now, I'm probably not going to watch the Noah versus New Japan show. One, it's a pay-per-view, and I get it. They got to get the money, between the two promotions. But I also don't care enough. I'll poll it. Maybe you guys, can decide. If you want me to watch a Noah show, I'll say it here and I'll say it in the next review. If you guys want me to watch it, I'll watch it. So, we get a ref bump. We get cane usage by both guys. And Tanahashi's fired up and keeps beating Kenta with the cane. Shoves the ref and gets DQ'd. Okay, that's fine. And Jeff Cobb, the Great Okan, and Will Ospreay. 3/4 of the United Empire in this match. And it makes all the United Empire with Hanari in the corner against Naito, Sonata, and Bushi. Why does Ospreay have a chia pet on his head is what I wrote down. And, hi Bushi, you're here to take the pin. And he did. Took it after the hidden blade. That's all I have to say about this match. Not that it was bad, but it was filler. Ren Narita versus Shabbata. Ren Narita kind of looking like a young Shabbata here. And Shabbata says, hey, rule change. We're not doing catch wrestling. Hit me. Hit me, you stupid motherfucker. Hit me, you weakling. Ha, ha, ha. So yeah, it was good to see. I think everybody was probably sweating bullets wondering what Shibata could do. If they're going to get Shibata at least on a semi-full-time basis, I'm all for it. I don't know if I want to see him wrestle on every show, but select events, I'm all for it. Not just because of the injury, but because, people can come back and they can do stuff, but I think you keep him special. Use him as an attraction. If he can get back to full-time, great. But I would say as an attraction. Now there were some good, strikes, a good drop kick in the corner. Narita staring up at the spotlight. And he does eventually get hit with the PK 1, 2, 3. But Narita had a damn good showing here. Really shined since coming back from Excursion. Well, and even, on Excursion in the New Japan Strong brand. I hope to see him at the Seattle tapings that I'm going to on the 15th. With show respect. And then we go to break for the cleansing of the ring. And then we go to Evil with Dick Togo versus Tomohiro Ishii, Never Openweight Championship. I'm saying right now this nearly made me shut off the thing and say, fuck it, I don't even care what happens on the rest of the show. I understand that some people like Bullet Club. That's fine. You can like the husk of a goddamn once proud wrestling faction. And I know this is House of Torture. I know you need heels. The problem is all this stuff with Evil and Dick is so goddamn repetitive. Way to fucking bury Ishii, by the way. And I know that Ishii is 45 years old. He's going to be on the downside of his career very, very soon, if not starting this year, in all honesty. And sure, you could argue that moving the Never Openweight Championship to a heel faction might not be the worst thing, but they're already, I believe, they're the Never Openweight six-man champions. So, let's pile more gold on this. does anybody really care about the Never Openweight title now? You just got it away from Jay Whiteo, and then you got it on Ishii for about 2 months, not even 2 months, about 7 weeks. And so much interference, and grips Dick from behind. We get a belt shot, and everything is evil 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, Gato. You nearly made me turn off the goddamn show, you idiot. Gato can be a smart booker. He also can do this kind of shit. And I can't ignore what's happening in front of my eyes. So, Goto and Yoshihashi versus Dangerous Tekkers, Zack Saber Jr. and Taiji Ishimori, and Taichi. Zack Saber Jr. and Ishimori actually would be pretty interesting. But after watching the Never Openweight Championship thing, I'm like, oh great, now I have to watch a Yoshihashi match. I don't think that Yoshihashi's a bad wrestler. I think he's pretty good. He's just not interesting at all. But Miho's there. Hooray for Miho. IWGP Tag Team Championship match. And you know what? Good. This was good. This is where things picked up. I don't know if it was as good as the series that Naito Sonata and Dangerous Tekkers had. But, and it was a short series, but still. This was good. Goto and Yoshihashi work well together, and Goto being featured on a big stage still at Wrestle Kingdom is good to see. I mean, he had that hair versus hair match at Wrestle Kingdom 12 against Suzuki, where Suzuki had the weird hair and everything and the weird shaving, and I'm not going to tell him that it looks strange. Please don't kill me. But man, he could pull that off, because who's going to tell him he can't pull it off? I'm not going to. So Zack Sabre Jr. is a joy to watch, and the Greco-Roman throat hold where Taichi's just grabbing the neck and everything. And we get a melee double submissions, Yoshihashi and Taichi tangling and everything. A lot of really good action. I don't know why they bothered having a referee, because the referee was just like, I don't even want to bother with tags and everything. Just do whatever, guys. Don't kill me. Destroyer, reverse GTR. And we get some more stuff. It looks like Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi might get the victory. Oh no. So I don't know what the hell they called the finisher. Like, the audio was a little bit off with the commentary because it was remote commentary. But I'm just going to call it the swing and drop. And Goto and Yoshihashi get the victory. They're the new IWGP Tag Team Champions, which pretty much telegraphs they're not going to win the Never Openweight 6-man titles tomorrow, but that's fine. Maybe they can just dissolve the Never Openweight 6-man championships. They don't really need them. They really fucking don't. I understand they have a lot of factions, but really, at this point, put a little more emphasis on the junior heavyweight tag titles and the IWGP tag titles and just get rid of the 6-man. You don't need the 6-man titles. It's not that some of the matches haven't been good. The titles are just unnecessary. So that's a title they should have gotten rid of, as opposed to the Intercontinental Championship. I did write down Yoshihashi as a champion once again. Throw 2022 away. But I don't hate him. One of my friends will accuse me of that, and you're wrong. That being said, very good match. May end up on my favorite matches of the year list. And then Hiromu Takahashi, Catman Hiromu, taking on El Desperado and Whiteface. El Whiteface Auto. That didn't fucking work at all. Probably am going to get called a lot of things in the comments. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Junior Tag Team Championship. Just fuck it. Give them the tag titles and let them battle for 5 years. Like they would be battling with chops. Chops for days. A flip outside and some really, really damn good action. This is fucking terrific. Very well wrestled. The reversals. These guys know each other so goddamn well. I still don't understand why Despy hides that face under that mask. If you remember, I believe it was December of 2020. He gets his mask ripped and tears it off, and I go, why is he hiding that face under there? Keep that handsome devil out. I mean, seriously, come on. The guy looks like a fucking GQ model right there. But that being said, great shit. Really, really good stuff. Despy with some great offense. The stretch muffler, he's targeting the knee and trying to stretch the arms and everything. Maybe focus on the torn pec, the previously torn pec. We get a sit down by Despy. We get a stiff punch. It seemed like Hiromu might actually pull it off, but then Despy just hit move after move after move after move. He got 2 Pinche Locos, 1, 2, 3, decisive finish. That's the way you go. That was fucking fabulous. Well done, Despy and Hiromu. Very good stuff. And I hope that Despy holds on to it for a while. I'd have him hold it at least until Dominion. Because personally, Despy, I think, deserves a good run. I thought when Eagles beat him, it was good, and that was last year. Feels really weird to say 2021 was last year. We're only 4 years into this year. 4 days into this year. But I thought that they ended Despy's title run a little bit too soon. Hopefully he gets a longer one here. And we get Kazuchika Okada in a kimono with all his accomplishments. Okada is a true god of professional wrestling, unlike when Omega is called that by Don Callis. But then again, Don Callis, Don Scarlet Fever Callis, Mr. NDA Callis, probably shouldn't be saying anything like that and doing any praising ever being on television again, because if you read up on it, the guy's a goddamn creep. Also, he's wrong about Omega. Not that Omega isn't good, but he's not the god of professional wrestling. I will stand by that, and I look forward to the hate in the comments. 10 years ago, he made a return from Excursion. Okada, not Callis. That would have been weird. Why would you put Callis on Excursion? Unless the Excursion would send him to the ends of the earth or into the west, like Lord of the Rings. So, the Dragon Emperor arrives like the champion that he's been for nearly 7 months, because he won it at Dominion in Osaka. Won the vacant championship. Okada versus Shingo, IWGP Heavyweight Championship, magnifique, great shit, really, really good stuff. I mean, there's not a lot I can say. I'll go over some of the moves, but I encourage you guys to check this out. It starts slow as expected. By the way, the winner faces Will Ospreay, the de facto real world's champion. And because he never lost the belt, but he hurt his will neck and had to take some time off and everything. Maybe if he stopped landing on his goddamn neck and being a goddamn idiot that asked his fans to crowdfund and pay for a van for his mom, when he probably could have paid for it himself and invested that money not properly and didn't give the fans what they want, allegedly. Maybe if Ospreay wouldn't, defend his friends and would actually believe victims of sexual assault, not run women out, not blacklist women or something, whatever it actually is, whatever actually happened. Will's been known to kind of expose his ass and be a goddamn idiot. But that being said, this is about Shingo versus Okada. And I don't care if Will Ospreay fans want to get upset, because I'm a fan of his work. I'm not a fan of how he is outside the ring. And it's a damn shame. I overlooked a lot of shit, and you know what? I'm pissed off about it. This match, though, DDT on the floor, suplex on the floor. These guys were just tearing each other up. There was a great drop kick, send Shingo to the floor, dive over the rail. Really good stuff. Could have ended badly if he hadn't stepped just before that stage drop. And my fucking goodness, it was a shotgun drop kick. No Shigami for 2. It looked like Shingo might actually pull this off, but alas, he could not. DVD on the ramp by Shingo, or on the stage, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And Okada fires up. He gets hit with 2 Made in Japans, though, but just for 2. And then a pumping bomber for 2. But then he starts hitting Rainmakers, but not hitting the full-on Rainmaker. But he keeps hitting it, maintaining fist control. I think that's how that's said. And it strikes a DDT off the top by Okada. He hits the landslide. It brings Shingo down after the Rainmaker. 1, 2, 3. And an Ospreay shows up doing forced heel dickish stuff that does not work. He's not good on promos. He's really, really bad on promos. And he says he's going to beat Okada. I'm going to say right now that and I know that Okada is part of the Noah versus New Japan event. And I think they're going to go with Okada. If they don't go with Okada and they actually have Ospreay win it, you're going to see decidedly less New Japan reviews from me, more than likely anyway. You're going to see a lot less. Because, look, is what it is. The company doesn't need just one fan. I'm just one fan, and that company's going to keep rolling. But I've kind of had it having to overlook, all the bad to get to the good. And Ospreay as champion just really isn't something they need. Now, it's probably something they could go with, but hopefully Okada wins, and we can just, keep the belt on Okada until we get a worthy challenger. Because I hate to say it, but Ospreay is better chasing the title instead of winning it, much like Omega. But anyway, that's all I really have to say about Wrestle Kingdom 16 Night 1. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Recklin, back with the Day 2 review tomorrow afternoon. I'll see you soon.